Forza Motorsport 7. And there's fun, and let's continue. Today, there's no real objective other than... there's no real new thing we're showing off. Other than, I mean, we're going to be just talking about stuff, and... We're going to be just talking about stuff, and... Oh, yes, one number, of course. Sorry. We're going to be just talking about stuff and grinding. Don't declare it. Actually, let's switch to you real quick. And go into free play. Not rain, it's a stingray right now. And how do I have this? And how do I have it? And how do I have my focus set up? Is what I want to know. It should be the Mach-E configuration. Yeah, let's switch things up. Because we're talking about, because we're driving swap. Yeah, sorry, switching here. How do I get from all-wheel drive to four-wheel drive again? Hold on. Try to figure this out. I'll finally look something up. Yeah, I swear I saved the tunes. I did save the tunes. I remember doing that. I don't know why they're not saved. It's very odd. And also I don't know how to switch it back to four-wheel drive. It's also odd. To forward-wheel drive. Unless it was always all-wheel drive, I don't think it was that. No, it wasn't. Oh, wait, no, it's the focus, okay. Fiesta is what I was needing to look at. Okay, that makes more sense. This should actually have the tunes. Yes, there go Mach-E test. No, we don't want to test Mach-E, we want to test. I want to test the Forza plugin because they finally released it, albeit there's none actually on lots or in production because of the thing. Wheel drive. Okay, now I just need me to front wheel drive. And I need to see the specs on the actual plugin instead of the mythical plugin. But yeah, also what we kind of need to test to see if there's any linkage in this game, because because we actually have a really good deal on a hybrid MKZ Black for the same price as pretty much to plug in titanium, and just like $1,000 cheaper than the plug-in Escape at $41,000. It's really good, except it doesn't have a HUD. The only thing that's really missing out of my categories is missing a HUD, which is upsetting. But still, okay, we want. Maybe switch to that. But where do I find this? Forward, where'd you put your stats? Where'd you put your stats on the build a car page? Okay, so we'll be talking about this guy today. I think it's gonna be around 200. I don't know though. Word for it doesn't tell you the stats, doesn't tell you the engine stats unless you're buying a performance vehicle. I know that trucks. Horsepower 181 to 250. Oh, okay, that's not gonna help me because it's any Ford Escape. That's not. Like, that doesn't help me at all. The reason, also the standard, it turns out that the mythical Escape is pretty much the speculation on the Ford Escape plug-in was actually dead on accurate. I wish you could see all the parts you could see installed. I wish you could see all the ports you have installed instead of having to look at each individual thing. Okay, we need to somehow get that down there. We need to get it down to, okay, horsepower 221, okay. And this is from Bing. I don't know what site they're using, but it's from Bing. 21, just over is fine. Actually, anyway, just under would be better statistic. Or would be better, would be a better representation. Is there any way I can get that up by 1? Oh, that's too much. When you're trying to get a precise. Oh, we don't want turbo. That's the plugin does not have a turbo. Now trying to get. Actually, I could remove that instead of. Sorry, just having issues with talking today. I've been just off the last few days, tired, and yeah, just not doing the best. 220, perfect. Now we want to save by using the share button or select, as it should be known. There. Why did that take forever to turn up? That's just silly. All right. How do I do this menu? I'm so used to Nintendo now. Jeez, like that's something I've been kind of wanting to get used to for years again. But yeah, I haven't used the Xbox in a while now. In the last few months, I've just been doing Nintendo on PC. that's not what I wanted to press. I mean, that's what I wanted to press. You are right. You were right, game. That's why I wanted to press. That's why you did. That's why you did that action. But that's not what I wanted to. That's not the action I wanted. Escape. Plug. Plug-in hybrid vehicle or hybrid EV. Electric vehicle. There we go. Yes. Nope. You're a Ford. You don't need it. X is back for some reason. Not B. I'm guessing it's to cancel. I guess it makes sense. Okay, so the Ford Escape Titanium, or the Ford Escape plugin is finally out, thank goodness. And it's actually about as what we thought it was going to be. It might be a bit underpowered compared to what we were thinking. I wish you could compare. I mean, I can compare by looking at that one page on it, but yeah. Yeah, I just can't talk today, I'm sorry. Just one of those days where it's just not my best day to record, but I gotta record as that's my job, so that's the thing. I don't want rain. Rain is not good. We are trying to test a car for the first time. So let's race it. But yeah, so the Ford Escape plugin, titanium plugin. Oh well, let's go over the entire thing. The Ford Escape plugin, the Ford Escape hybrid plugin is available on every tier that the hybrid's available. Actually, yeah, it's available on every tier that the hybrid's available, except it is roughly 4,000 more expensive. Well, I'm sorry. Just again, just a rough day for me. I should be streaming this so I can actually. So it's more attainable having a rough day. But anyway. So the SE Sport Hybrid is the lowest tier Ford Escape at $28,265, and the SC and the plug-in is also on that tier for $33,040. So it's an increase of $5,000. Then on SLE. There is no SLE version of the plug-in, just titanium, and the titanium is, and the standard and the titanium hybrid is $33,550. The titanium standard escape is the titanium gas escape is $36,435, and the titanium plug-in is $38,835. So that's a difference of $2,000. So if you were going to get the titanium anyway, you might as well get the plug-in, unless you are allergic to electricity. And plugging in it. I mean, we should probably need to do in a plug-in. We should probably need to do in a plug-in hybrid if you like carrying around a battery that's not full. Also, if you want to have the HUD and the sunroof in one package, you gotta add 2,000 to that. Well, and also extra USB ports. You gotta add an extra 2,000 to that. As the Titanium Premium Plus package, which adds the HUD and adds the sunroof and adds the extra USB ports in the back. All of that is that's 2,000, which that's the package I want, and that's by far the best. By far, that makes the Escape the best value proposition of a plug-in, a hybrid, a gas car, not really. But yeah, as long as you don't want an actual car, it's probably the best idea to get an Escape. This is a Fiesta ST. You know, it's close enough. Because if wait, let's switch to. As you can see, the Fiesta kind of has the front look of the Escape. And yet people like the Escapes, or people find the Escape's front look to be generic, and yet they're fine with Fiestas. That's kind of odd to me. Actually, now that I think about it, the Escape of this era had the Fiesta had an interior just like the Fiesta. And also another thing I wanted to talk about in this video is the fact that the Mach-E, as much as I hate to say it, is pretty much an electric performance Escape. The only reason why it's different is the same reason why the Lincoln Corsair is different from the Ford Escape. It has a different look on the outside. It looks like a Mustang, to be honest, but still, and a different look on the dashboard. The Corsair and the Mach-E say the same difference, except the Corsair is willing to say that it's really an Escape, a premium Escape, whereas the Mach-E really is what you're thinking it's a performance Escape. Which makes sense even from the fact that it's electric performance, because a bigger battery is key to your performance in an electric vehicle. As you're able to pump more juice through, I didn't think it was that type of turn. As that allows you to pump more power to your electric motors, I believe. Or at least get away with it without completely draining your battery instantly. So I'm not quite sure what the actual reasoning is behind why full-on electric vehicles are higher performance than plug-ins. I mean, than hybrids, and why plug-ins are better performance than hybrids, which all comes down to the battery, by the way. I just don't know what the exact science is behind that. I believe it has something to do with how you use that battery. But anyway. So yeah, also we've been looking at the Mustang, really good deals on Mustang right now. If you want a car and don't mind having 3 seats that do nothing other than sit children, pets, and goodies, then get a Mustang if you want a car. Because if you want a car around 3,000, around 30,000. If you want a car around 30,000, then get a Mustang, because no reason not to, unless you have an allergy to paying like $200 a month on your insurance. At least that's what it would be for us, as a 25-year-old first-time drivers, or first-time licensed driver. So yeah, I mean, I've been driving on a learner's permit, so I've been technically driving for a good 4 years, but that's beside the point. So yeah. And we're also looking at the Lincoln MKZ, despite, it being a luxury vehicle, which our family has a dislike of. But I have a favoritism towards buying things that are good values, where you get the maximum amount of thing for the same dollars as the lister thing. For example, I got a Pixel 3 because I needed a Pixel because of the whole Google Fi thing, and Google Fi was the phone contract for me. Someone may use it for talking a lot and texting a lot, but only data on emergencies or every so often. So having a plan that does data at your rate is good. However, like Mint Mobile and stuff like that does everything at your rate, which is terrible. A flat 20 for, but that's just the point. Basically, I got a Pixel because it was the maximum value for your money. Because I got it on sale for the same price actually for cheaper than I got my PDA, which is a budget phone despite having basically 80% of the features of the Pixel 3 plus more. So it makes it like 100% of the same phone if you discount having a cheaper processor and a cheaper GPU or integrated GPU. But anyway, so that's why I'm okay with getting a luxury car if it's in our price. If it's in our price range, of course that makes sense. But if it's in our price range and does everything I need it to do, then why not get the thing that is technically better? Because it's not put together nicer and stuff like that. I mean, that repairing it might not be the best idea, but that's what extended warranties are for. But yeah. Break. Hurt. Yeah, 8th place. But yeah, I think the 200 horsepower is not doing it in this setting. Is that Mini Cooper? Yes. I got in 7th. Jeez, that could have been better. Race, but we'll keep it in the same video because gaming YouTube has definitely evolved and has evolved away from standard YouTube. Gaming YouTube is you either stream or make long videos. That's it. So let's do another one. I actually don't mind 221 horsepower. It's much better than our CRV that it has a 0 to 60 at 10 seconds. What that translates to is getting on the interstate from a boulevard, from a highway effectively, going from 45 miles an hour to 60. You know that 20 miles an hour? You need your pedal needs to go on the floor and preferably be below the floor so you can actually get there in a reasonable amount of time, aka more than, I don't know, 3 seconds. It's just, it takes forever to get up to speed because of its underpowered engine, which is a flaw with that era of CRV. But anyway, so I also was looking at, if you can't tell, this is kind of what become the their first car series. I mean, we might as well combine the two. Actually, hold on. Okay. I was also looking at that. Also, the new Hyundai Elantra was revealed, and also. The Hyundai Elantra was revealed, and I love its cockpit design, its interior design. I love it. It's basically what you get. It's basically the same idea of what you get in sports cars and supercars, where they want the driver to have all the fun, and the passenger is just the passenger who just sits there all day. Which is upsetting to the passenger, but it's really fun for the driver, and for someone's first solo car, if they're getting a license, that seems like not a bad thing. But my only issue is we don't know anything about its performance, and Hyundai wasn't telling. Which is never a good idea, because think of it this way: the Mach-E's first, in the Mach-E announcement, they were flaunting its power because they were trying to convince you that yes, this is a Mustang. Because that's performance. Mustangs have performance, is a performance line, and Mach-E's has performance, so it's also a performance line. It's just the electric version and the modern version because everyone buys trucks. Everyone buys trucks now, not cars. By the way, SUVs are trucks. If you look at anything from World War II, everything was a truck. Everything that was in that car was a truck. So, yeah. No, though the Fiesta's really good turning. And high speed too, which is nice. At least with traction control and stability control on. If you turn that off in a Fiesta, in a front wheel drive car in general, you'll go on your side twice. Basically, you flip on your side once, you flip on your side twice, and then you roll, and then you die. It's just how front wheel drive is. Well, in a hatchback like this or a crossover, yeah, it's not that. I really wonder why they made the AI worse. And Forza, they were doing so good with the AI, and then they now suck. Like, they're so simple that they don't even recognize you exist. They're on rails, it's crazy. At least that's how I feel. I could be completely wrong, but anyway. Also, something I noticed about Forza that I didn't realize existed was the fact that there's rumble in the triggers, or right behind the triggers. I didn't know that until I played this game pretty much. It's not a neat of a game that I've tried. Not Battlefield, not Call of Duty, nothing else. I don't know why it's not anything else. It would be amazing for a first-person shooter. That's why they probably put the controller, so it should be. But yeah. I mean, it's kind of like Microsoft's version of HD Rumble now that I think about it, where it enhances the Rumble experience, except no one uses it because it's Microsoft. Who used to connect? No one, including Microsoft. Who used the Rumble packs and the triggers? No one, except Forza, which is Microsoft. Oh, Halo didn't either. So, yeah, only Forza and not Microsoft. Well, only Forza on Microsoft properties. That's kind of sad. I mean, not that Microsoft has a lot of first-party games, but still. Whereas all of Nintendo's first parties use their technology. The one technology that they don't use is the touchscreen of the Switch. That's because it's a hybrid system, so forcing people to use a touchscreen to play a game is basically saying to YouTubers, "Who needs you?" Which is what Nintendo would like you to think anyway. Or at least did. I don't know if they do anymore. They haven't. Basically, they just stopped caring, I think. I don't think they like us, and I don't think they hate us. I think they just don't care now. As opposed to hating us severely before. But anyway, so, like for example, most Nintendo games use HD Rumble. Like, when you feel HD Rumble for the first time, you'll be happy. It's really a good technology. So good that Sony patented a different version of it, and called it haptic feedback because everyone has phones. Therefore, everyone's a phone person. Therefore, we must appeal to the phone people, just like how the Switch is a tablet instead of a Nintendo thing, like a dual screen system, which is upsetting, but still. Also, so I'll definitely be using PS5 now because PS5 has won me over with their research and development. Actually, basically, the next box or Xbox Series Next is, as much as I hate to admit it, I've been using an Xbox since the 360. It's just a PC, kind of. They didn't really care to really make it a console. It's a really well optimized PC, but it's still a PC, whereas the PS5 is a console. It actually has technology in it that makes it different from a PC. It actually has a controller that makes it different from the Xbox controller. And actually innovates on the DualShock design, which they haven't done before. I don't count the PS4 as innovating on the DualShock design. It's basically added a touchscreen, which is only useful in chat. Adds a light, which is only useful in notifications. Added rumble, which is only used. I mean, not rumble, jeez. Added. Still has the gyro, which no one uses. I don't think. But yeah. Oh, there we go. I mean, I think the two good things that front-wheel drive has going for it is one, it provides all the control in front of the vehicle, which allows you to turn a whole lot tighter than rear-wheel drive, as you are pushing the car forward, and that pushing forward motion is what allows you to turn, whereas you turn with your front wheels, which is really nice. Another thing that's nice about rear-wheel drive is you can drift so much easier in it. You can power slide so easily. Because your back end is not doing anything, it's just holding the vehicle up. Therefore, it's easier to have it slip out from under you, especially when without stability control. So yeah. I also was looking at the Nissan Sonata. Its plug-in version looks nice, especially with that solar panel, which I did kind of want on a car. Ever since I heard of people doing that back in the day, when it was just a passion project to see if could solar panels work on cars. And being in Florida where it's so sunny all the time, and look, we're on stage A. Where it's sunny all the time, and if I take it anywhere and just park it and just take it anywhere and park it for the day in the sunlight, then I get a charge. I mean, it's insanely slow, so it's not all that useful, but it is useful. I mean, and another thing, okay, Nissan area concept electric SUV. That's interesting. Which my dad does not like Nissans for their reliability, of course, or like their own. I was looking at the Sonata because it just seemed like a nice car. That's why I like the Hexacore Intel compromise when it doesn't have when you could just get a Mustang for the price of the top end version of that and get pretty much all the features it has except for 2 doors in the back and actual back seats. Okay, we want one of these. Or Polaris. Do you want Polaris? Well, I like my default suit. Columbia. Plus, real opportunity to see the suit again. So we'll see the Elantra. Actually, is the Elantra getting? Yeah, the Elantra is getting a hybrid, I think. No, it's getting a hybrid. I know. It's getting the plug-in. I have no idea. Yeah, it says it's getting a hybrid. It's also getting inline. But because it's Asian, it's not going to have the speed of anything American. Likewise, it's going to be able to turn like nothing American can, nothing that Americans build can. So there's also the compromise. I like the compromise is between getting a Mustang or a Charger or Dodge Charger instead of a Sonata or anything in the Asian crowd, both Japan and Korea, is you're giving up turning, except for the Mustang. Then you're not giving up that much turning for that power. For Korean and Japanese cars, you're giving up power for turning and a cheap interior. Where in American cars you get a pretty good interior, but you can't really turn and you get all the power for the same price. Also, likewise, if you get a Korean or Japanese car, you're getting better fuel efficiency as opposed to American, where we get EcoBoost. It's not V8, but it's good enough. Whereas all the Korean and Japanese cars have good fuel efficiency for the most part. I do like how front wheel drive turns. It is my style, but I really don't like not having control over my back tires. It just doesn't feel right to me. I prefer a wheel drive that much. I mean, and also like rear-wheel drive, the fact that you do have control over all 4 tires. It's just you can control the throttle for the back wheels, and you can control the turning for the front wheels. it's better than only control. It's better than controlling both with front wheels, at least in my opinion. But yeah. So the Escape has more competitors now, but it's still here, and it's still probably the best option, to be honest. It's the only plugin on my list. It's the only one that It's the only one that has a HUD really that's left. The only thing that doesn't have is the Mustang's cheapness ? I mean, in the current current day, which is going to last forever, but it's here, so I might as well say it as it is. In the current day, whoops. In the current day, the Mustang, not the Mach-E at all, the Mustang, normal Mustang, the pure Mustang, the Mustang, whatever you want to call it, the gas Mustang is also called that, but, you know, that's also a thing. Whatever you want to call it, is just about the same price as the Escape Titanium. Pretty much, if you're buying an Escape, and we're looking at any other level, any other trim of the Escape before the crisis, just buy a Titanium. It's the same price now. Of course, the other trims are cheaper, but if you're willing to spend that money anyway, you might as well just get a better car, unless you really need to save that money. Because current crisis is the one though. So yeah, there's that. Whereas the Mustang, I was potentially going to choose the Mustang as my first car because of the whole it's a car, and it's cheap. Yes, I'm calling Mustang cheap because not cheap, good value. The cheaper options are all in Korea and Japan. Because they're earning 20-something thousand, whereas the Mustang starts at 30-something. About that. The ones that you want with the Safe and Secure, Ford Safe and Secure, which is basically the predecessor to Copilot 360. Because the current generation Mustang is going on from 2014, which is a generation I really like, so I would be happy with it. I like the current Dodge Charger, which I don't like any generation up to the first. First was incredible. The later generations, while being better cars, yes, for the most part, look awful. I mean, okay, they don't look awful. They have a charm of their own. I just don't like that charm. I much prefer the charm of the original. Not the original, the one from the before times, the 20th century. I'm talking about the 21st century Dodge Charger. The 2006 generation. But anyway. Okay, that's how should stop probably. But anyway. And having in the racing game anyway, having the rumble packs and the triggers, I'm going to say call them the triggers, even if they're not, they can't be. It feels really amazing and allows you to get more finer control over the car. As you can feel the braking stresses, you can feel the go stresses. You can feel if you got traction or not. It's really incredible. It's basically HD almost for Xbox. With that, and also with that being said, going back to the PlayStation and the destination Xbox, I really like that controller. The only parts I don't like about it is how the buttons are color matched. Yes, I know that's been a thing for a while in modding communities. Like I remember on 360 people getting the same color buttons or getting the buttons are the same colors, so I can't tell them apart, which is you got to really trust in your ability to find your ability in your hand-eye coordination and knowing what the buttons are at all times, and trusting that no one else uses a controller unless they also knew all the buttons in order to have the same color buttons without any guide. But you know that's always been a thing, and PlayStation 5 is not the first to do it. There's been limited edition controllers, and Xbox kind of tried to do it too, but The PlayStation is actually doing it. Same color buttons. How incredible. It reminds me of the buttons on the PSP and PS Vita, where they're glass and then they have backing. They're not glass, but you know, clear plastic and having a backing. That's really nice. I really like that. It's just I wish they were different colors so you could actually tell them apart at a glance if you needed to, or if you were playing with someone who needed to. Or if you're like me, who goes from console to PC to console to PC, where you have to look down at the controller every once in a while to figure out what in the world's going on today with this controller. Oh, we're on Xbox, it's the reverse of Nintendo. Oh, right, I remember that. No. Why do you suck so much? Why do you suck so much? Where's that? I've been watching. I also watched Wolfier's videos on the Escape, and he seemed to really like it, except for the cruise control. And then he really liked its performance, which I do kind of trust Wolfier's examination of car performance. And plus, you can actually see it because he does a POV system where he wears a GoPro or such. And he gets in the car, shows you in the car, and just drives the car while telling you about what he thought of it that last week, or his first impression of it. He has a really good channel if you want to see the car in action instead of Doug Gamero's talking over his first impressions of it, pretty much. A style which I would probably have a merger of those two if I was to do car reviews, which I might, because you gotta play Cars in my family, and I do kind of want to do that. Oh, no! We hit. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, game. That's not right. Why there? I mean, of course, right there. It's always the same. Oh, we're good. We're good. I can't see that side. My headlights don't reach over there for some reason. Who designed this guy? Looks down at the steering. Looks down at the. Looks down at the steering wheel. Where's the line? I say something. Yeah, Fiesta's not very good at night racing because you can't see up your right side. But yeah, I mean, if you've seen an Escape, it's basically a Fiesta with 4 GT lights. Except raised and in a more SUV-like. Yeah, that was bad. I just lost on it on the last turn. And it's part of, and I still don't understand why there's a point where you can't rewind and why you can't restart the race. Because I was going to restart the race if you couldn't tell. I would gladly restart the race over losing it. You know, if it was, you know, because it is, you can't rewind at a certain point. I would rather just restart the race, but you can't anymore. That's weird. Oh yeah, so let me, okay, so basically let me tell you about the competitors, and this will be the last place for today, as we're out of time. And let me tell you what the competitors are. Forza Escape plugin is here finally, or Titanium plugin Premium Plus is here finally. And it's actually pretty amazing. We haven't still sat in it because no one has, except Ford employees. Because it's not really being built because they're busy building ventilators at the current moment. So it's the titanium plug-in, then it's the then it's the Mach-E. Wait, it's a good question mark whether or not we could actually get it or not, considering Ford wants to spoil Tesla and sell it at a fixed price at a dealership. Yeah, that's not gonna work. For some reason, people prefer fixed price over people prefer fixed price over having to, get a cheaper car. I'm willing to pay $35,000 for the cheapest Tesla, but I'm not willing to pay any lower than that, or above it, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, I know there's the whole stigma against dealerships, but they really have changed. Even the bad Ford dealership we have in the area, they turn good. They're good enough. In fact, they gave me the lowest price possible on the Ford Escape when I first walked in there. And I just wanted to see what Ford Escape was like, because I heard it existed, and I thought it might be a good idea because of the whole hybrid thing, the whole hybrid plug-in-ness, and the fact that it had a HUD. And he gave me the lowest offer. They could, and still can. And that was months. That was at the beginning of the year. Oh. Okay, wait, reverse. Go. You gotta try that again. I wasn't able to do my spin. I was actually out of it. I mean, I was talking, so. I mean, I controlled it pretty well. But the Fiesta is very, very, very slow. Brakes. Support. This one's horrible. But yeah. So like, it's kind of upsetting that I probably won't be able to get the Mach-E because it might be a fixed price car. Period. Except, I mean, I'm hoping it's asterisk, as if the dealer wants to sell it for even cheaper for good reasons, they can. I hope it's asterisk, not for sure. And that's one of the reasons why I'm going with Ford anyway, because of the whole you can get their cars for cheaper. If you're really good at negotiating, or have good timing, or just know the system. Whatever comes first, and perfectly all of the above. So whether or not we can get the Mach-E or not, which I really like, as that is my obtainable dream car at least, I would love to have it as my first car, but I don't need to have it as first car, and it's not exactly the smartest option considering that it's basically an all-electric Escape, and having an all-electric car in Florida is not the best idea, even if it's a Tesla, because the charging infrastructure is not good. And even between where I might go with my family, between our houses, it's not exactly the best idea either, because of the whole, you don't have charging infrastructure there either. For example, my parents have a lot of vehicles, so I can't charge it in the garage. They would have to make a special thing for just my car, and they're planning on selling the house soon, so you forget that, because they might not have an electric car, and they might not want to have it way out on the end of the driveway. Way on the end of the driveway, so that's not a good idea. And by charger, I just mean literally anything. An extension cord buried or basically just a conduit buried in the dirt with a little plug, with a little outdoor plug. An extension cord we roll up when I go there every Sunday or every weekend. Whatever happens first. It's not like the best idea, because it's also 80 miles both. It's also 80 miles both ways. Or no, it's 80 miles. It's 80 miles for. It's 40 miles both ways, so it's 80 miles in total. That would be almost half the range gone on the base level Mach-E. That's not a good idea, as you can see, for just that situation alone. Whether or not, and whether trying to go anywhere in Florida where the only public charging points are pretty much at each city has their own charging spot, like at a park or at the beach, and that's it. So it's not a fantastic idea. Stop. Stop. So it's not like the best idea, to be fair. And getting a plug-in allows me to have the fun of having an EV, which I wanted because I can't have a hydrogen vehicle because I don't live in California or Japan. And yeah, that was the fun of trying to manage an electric vehicle with having the massive boon of having a gas engine. And not a range extender or whatever the good old Volt had, the venerable Volt had, but it's something. Volt had like a weird engine range extender. It's a middle. It's in between both. Well, being neither. It's weird. There are true range extenders like that one BMW thing, and having full engine of modern plug-in hybrids like the Escape and the Prime series of Toyota vehicles. But anyway, so what's next is we'll do one more race because I'm not done. As you can see, 200 horsepower is not doing it, and again I'm pressing A as if it's a Nintendo controller and not an Xbox controller. But anyway, what next is a Mustang Premium. Next thing, Premium with Ford Safe and Secure, which, in Florida at least, people like premium up their Mustangs as opposed to getting Safe and Secure. That's actually a thing. People rather get stripes and add-ons for their Mustang's appearance than getting, safety systems that aren't intrusive at all either. It's crazy what Mustang buyers are, and I might actually be one. What Mustang drivers are, and I actually might be one. Like for example, the more expensive Mustang premiums have the engine upgrade, which is totally reasonable for a Mustang. I agree with you on that. I don't agree with getting a pony package and just getting prettier appearance. It just doesn't make sense to me. When you could have Safe and Secure, or why isn't Safe and Secure thrown in at that point? But anyway, and so I might get that. They're around the same price. Not the plug-in. I mean, the plug-in, it's the same price if you lease it, which is odd. But if you're buying it out, it's $42 with Premium Plus. But you can get it cheaper because it's not going to be fixed rate at all, unlike the Mach-E. And also, unlike the Mustang, we're going to get the tax incentive because it's an EV, because it has battery. It has battery and electric motors in it. The Mach-E has more. Mach-E's a full EV, so it has, so it gets the full tax incentive, or it's the full government incentive, which might actually push it over the edge for us getting it instead of the plug-in Escape. But we'll see. We'll see when it actually comes down to it. But anyway. Also, there. Oh, okay, that's fine. Also, there. Then below the Mustang, used to be the Mazdas, and the Mazdas are pretty much out of it due to I don't think I want to support the Mazda turning into a pseudo luxury brand instead of turning into a performance brand. I mean, it still has performance features and it's driver focused. It's just there's only so many performance features you can have when piling on all the almost luxury bits. And then there's also the fact that it's only a 6-speed automatic, which to be fair, it's a video game manual where it's an automatic in true form, but you flip the oops, down to the side. What this hand just did? What the guy's hand just did? You see that? It's that thing. The shifter. How did I not? Couldn't I think of that for a second? But yeah, no, the shifter. You put the shifter to the side, and then you're in manual where you're just changing the gears. The only doesn't have 6 gears anymore is because of the whole, it's always been, and it allows for easier shifting. Unlike if you have a 10-gear car or an 8-gear car where it was like shifting that manually. You can, it's just really insanely hard because the gear ratios are so close to each other. Which allows for better acceleration, by the way, and a higher top speed, more or less. But still. It's just really hard to shift manually, and it's also more fuel efficient, to be fair, but still. But anyway, so they're out of the running because of that. And also, I think I would rather have a slightly bigger Escape than the CX-30. If I would the CX-30, I would rather have a slightly bigger Escape. And of course the Mazda, and of course Mazda is like to the hybrid game, at least. For sake of argument, Porsche was early to it. Porsche was early making hybrid sports cars, with the pure intent of not saving gas, but saving on lap times. Because of the whole hybrids are almost electric, so they produce. Oh, sorry, dude. So they produce a lot of instant torque, which is good for launches, which Porsche likes. So Mazda really doesn't have an excuse for being slow to it. It could at least have that whole Porsche thing where it's a hybrid purely because it's faster, not because of any other reason. I mean, sure, you can put it in, and you can use it, and you can say it as the fuel efficiency anyway. But that's not the purpose of it at all. Flip it over, You always, I mean, the thing about using the e-brake in a front-wheel drive car is you don't know if you can recover it. Or it's always, if you don't know if you can recover it, if you know you can recover it, it's still gonna be a challenge. They don't like being recovered. They don't like being slided. They don't like power slides. Oh. Nah, I need to slow down there. Okay, so the Mazdas are running and are replaced by, well, the Lincoln NKZ, because I didn't know about it. It's basically the luxury version of the Ford Fusion, and you can tell because it's an older Lincoln. It's not a Lincoln of 2020, but you can tell, and it's a hybrid. And it's a hybrid car, and that's what it has going for it. And it's luxury, so it basically meets the chair requirement pretty well. Which, by the way, I had a chair requirement where it had to be as quickly as my chair, or else I couldn't really use it that much anyway. Because of the whole my head and nausea and just a lot of little things that just add up if I'm not comfortable enough. And now there's the whole, if I'm not comfortable enough, my blood pressure goes through the roof because, like, for example, I can't really stand, or my blood pressure goes through the roof. It's pretty bad. Which makes losing weight hard, so I get less blood pressure because the whole, I can't lose weight because I can't exercise because of the blood pressure. So basically, I can only exercise at certain times, and at certain times where it's not too early. Where I slept on my side last night, Blue allowed me to sleep, but then it caused my blood pressure to go up because of reasons that no one understands. Made my blood pressure go up because I slept on my side, and now I can't do push-ups as soon as I get out of bed or lunch because I'm doing other things, and it's just worse than before. So there's that. So. That is a real requirement, and luxury cars should at least have that above anything. They should at least have that locked down. So, yeah, we'll also try it to see if it is true, and see if it doesn't make me claustrophobic like the actual Fusion, which is gone now. You can't get a Fusion anymore. I mean, you won't be able to get the APZ anymore either. It's just you can still get one right now from the factory, at least. Ford got rid of the Fusion on their side. I think. How did I? Wait, is that your statement? Hold on. No, they got rid rid of the, I don't know if you can still get a Fusion, never mind. They got rid of the Fiesta on their site. So the only cars you can get from Ford right now, the only American cars you can get left from Ford are the Mustang and the Fusion, and then it'll just be a Mustang. And I know this is not any good news to hear, so if you're retarded, please hold your ears. They might get rid of the Mustang and replace it with the Mach-E due to it being a car. Hopefully they won't. Hopefully the sales of the Mustang continue to grow and be like the last coupe standing, as coupes have kind of died out in everywhere that's not a Mustang. Because of the whole people want 4 doors and raised. People want 4 doors and a truck. They don't want 2 doors and a car. Like no one else but apparently Ford can sell that. And well, and also Chevy with their choose. What is it called? With the Camaro. Camaro and Corvette. So yeah, well, and also Dodge because John would be there. It's basically only the American muscle cars are left standing on 2 doors. Yeah, that's right. Oh, I hope that's on. Yeah, it looks like we can catch up to the top 5. But we're leading on the backpack at least. No, keep that back in line. Go. So yeah. So below the we're running out of time because last lap. So below the Lincoln, the KZ, what I said before, is an Orders of Hope. Hopefully they're at least decent at least I have a 0-60 of under 7. For my first car I would like a 0-60 of like 6. Be better than the Suburban. I think the Suburban has a 0-60 the year we have, 2002 I think, or 2004 for that which. Want to be really careful as this is the last turn. No. Stop that. Stop your winning. No need for you. Bounce off into the turn, or just gonna do it. We're going to race lead. How about that? Go faster! No, don't get stuck on Mini Cooper. Go faster! Yes, beat him, horsepower, yes! Beat him, plug-in almost. But, yes. Of course, the plug-in's going to have better torque, because it's has electric motors. And has a bigger battery to put into those electric motors, or wherever that works. Okay, but anyway, well, that's the end of this video. Let me finish up my thoughts. The next up is Hyundai Elantra for its purely fighter jet cockpit. It's really good. At least it looks that way. I'll have to see it in person to see if it is really that good. Well, it seems that way, and it comes with Hyundai Smart Sense. And I don't think it comes with a HUD, unfortunately. It's probably too cheap for it. To be fair, the only way to get HUDs is around 40,000 and above. That's the only way to reliably get HUDs in the current market. See, reliably. As our ways to get HUDs are not that way. And now we got Lotus. Almost done release. Or yeah, what is it? That's pressing A. That's not pressing B. 15. I can't wait to Forza Motorsport 8. I'm wondering if I'm getting a PlayStation, how would I be able to play Forza? PC. I can get the digital copy of Forza and play on PC just fine. And that's what I will do because Forza is amazing. Although I probably will want to try Gran Turismo on PS5 though. Also, let's go over the bond car. Can we get anything? Probably not. Not the ones that we're looking for. Is there Lincolns in this game? I doubt it. I mean, this Cadillac, the Cadillac earned it recently. Lincolns are not known for their speed. Cadillacs are kind of are now. Lambo. Lincoln, our Lincolns, yay! Oh, the Lincoln Continental 2017. To be fair, that would actually give me a good idea of... To be fair, that would actually give me a good idea of the Ford Fusion, as it's about, not the Ford Fusion, the NKC, as it's about that age. The only major differences are, it's bigger, it's more expensive, maybe more powerful, and that's basically it. So the next up is what I wanted to get was the... what Nissan's really good? GTR. Always like these. Always like these guys. They look nice. Yeah, no, not bad. PR, no. Valor is definitely not down yet. That's Grinding Turbo. Turbo Grinding. So many Porsches. Carrera GT, that's what I want, the good old hybrid. I think it's the first Porsche hybrid. As you can see, it's 2003. Can't get it because that's a million, alright. Alright, but anyway, that'll be it for this video. And then next up behind the Elantra, it depends on how the Elantra is, though. If the Elantra has terrible steering feel, which I do prefer above all else when it comes to performance, at least, that steering feel 0 to 60 at over 8 seconds. Over 8 seconds, I think the Suburban's 8 seconds flat, or around 8 seconds. So if it's worse performance than a gigantic Suburban, then no. And if its handling is pretty bad too. Like, why do you get care of bad handling? I don't understand this. Next up is Sinatra, which is okay. I like it. It's not bad. It's not incredible. It's cheap. It has a solar panel. Looks nice. It's cheap. So that's it last. That's it. So that's the current running for Durfus Car Journey. Yeah, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you're watching this video, sorry for that bad start, but I think it'd be a lot of content at the end, so there's that. Alright, but anyway, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you're watching on this video, if you were to check out the stuff on the screen, including my Deviant Art, where you can follow where I post pixel art and short stories. Also, you can check out my first book on Amazon, or the free digital version. Well, the physical version on Amazon, and I ordered the free digital version on my Google Drive. My first book is a sci-fi action adventure war novel where we follow the near future sci-fi action adventure war novel where I follow Detroit friends as they go on missions that maintain perfect world that will last 15 years. Alright, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. I've been meaning to do this for a while. I really wanted to do this for a while. I just didn't have time. I was too busy doing Nintendo. But anyway, alright, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I guess, see you again.